Hello people, how you guys doing? Little Guy G here and welcome back to another Payday 2 video. In this video, I'm going to be doing a build request that was requested by Slyer 2000 and he asked for a Flamethrower plus SMG build. Thank you very much Slyer for this suggestion. If you guys have any suggestions, leave them in the comments below and I'll try and get around to you. So, for this build, we're using SMGs and Flamethrowers. Primarily the Flamethrower part is quite important. With the SMG, doesn't really matter what SMG you bring, to be quite honest with you. But I just went for this kind of build because I've done a bit of experimenting. See, now they have nerfed Grinder a lot, so if you guys are expecting, oh, he's gonna do Grinder, I'm not going to be doing Grinder. I did do some gameplay with Grinder, which I will show you first, and then I will show you the second gameplay, which is with Muscle, which I use. I use Muscle this time. Now, what Muscle does, it gives you more health, and every 5 seconds, you get 3% of health regen to you. So it's really, really useful, and it gives you that advantage in combat. With Grinder, I run out and you get battered really easy. It wasn't like pre-patch where you'd run out with a flamethrower, flame people, and your health would just go nowhere and you just be a god. They've nerfed it, so you can't do that. So I'm making this build for you guys, so it's as friendly to you guys as it can be. Also, for those who don't have Grinder either, I know that the Flamethrower requires DLC as well, but if you don't have the Grinder pack, this is good as well. So, we're just going to get into it. The Flamethrower, it doesn't really matter what variation you have to it, because obviously there's two variations. You have the damage variation, which just gives you a bit more damage, but it's not a lot of damage put onto it, okay? So I like going for the ammunition modifier, which I believe, let's have a look. You have two attachments, you have two tanks to it. You have rare and well done. Rare gives you more ammunition and well done gives you a bit more damage. But the ammunition is taken off a well done. And damage is taken off rare. My apologies, I have a bit of a cold. So I like to go with rare because it's a lot more ammunition and you can flame people for longer. And it's super cool. It's super cool. For my submachine gun, you guys know that I like the Krinkov. If you guys don't know, if you're new to my channel, I like the Krinkov submachine gun. I would use that in this build, but you guys can use anything. I tried out the P90, Cobras 90. I tried out the Pesher. I tried out the Micro Uzi. I tried out loads, but for the gameplay example, I think it was just these 3 guns, I believe. So, yeah. Yeah, like I said, submachine doesn't really matter too much, it's what you feel comfortable with, but I felt comfortable mostly with the Krinkov due to my skills as well. Obviously, because it's a fire theme, we're going to have Molotov cocktails for throwables. I don't know if I use them that much, to be honest, though, but yeah, who cares? So, Payday, Muscle. I'll just go into detail with it, actually, real quick. So, Brute Strength gives you 10% more health. Meat Shield. You're 15% most likely to be targeted when you're close to your crew members. So once again, you're the guy who's tanking it, taking more of the damage. So you need to be kind of have a tanky build as well. If you're using Muscle, because you're going to be targeted. And you also gain another 10% health, so that's 20% health. You get an additional 20% more health, so it's 40% more health. Disturbing the peace, all firearms have a chance to spread panic amongst your enemies. Higher the threat increases the chance of enemies panic. Panic will make enemies go into bursts of uncontrollable fear, which means they get scared and they're like, oh my god, kill him. And then we have 800-pound Gorilla, which is you gain an additional 40% more health. You generate 3% of your life every 5 seconds. So, Muscle is really, really good in terms of being a tank. I know the Ex-President is pretty good for a tanky build as well. It can be. But Muscle, if you just go full out tank, as you see, my health is at, it was at 230, it's at 414 now. And if you're focused on your armor more, you can go with armor, because as you can see, your armor will get put up a lot. But not as much, because your health is a lot more important. So I do recommend go for Muscle, if you guys want to be more successful. So, I've got a lightweight ballistic vest, ammo bag. We're going to go to the skills now. You see, because a lot of it revolves around the SMG part of it as well. The only thing that revolves around the Flamethrower is fully loaded ace. So, we have Combat Medic, we've got Stable Shot, Rifleman, Marksman, Aggressive Reload just for the submachine gun perks. or skills, sorry. We need to make sure we have the submachine gun skills. Enforcer, we have Underdog, which is really, really useful when you're in tight situations with a flamethrower, because it increases your, you get a 50% damage reduction for enemies that are 18 meters of you, so it's really, really useful. And when you're around people and you're spraying, plus you have muscle as well, so you're hardly going to take any damage, which is really, really cool. Resilience, Die Hard, Transporter, Bullseye is important, just so then, if you run out of ammo with your, what was it, your flamethrower, if you get a headshot and you've run out of armor, you can just get a headshot and you regen your armor, so it's really, really useful. Then I have Iron Man, non-ace, just so then, you know, I just have that extra armor value. Scavenger, Bulletstorm, extra lead for the ammunition for the flamethrower, and I fully loaded as well. Not gonna lie, fully loaded doesn't really work too well with the flamethrower, but just because you have ammo bags, it'll make it a lot easier for you to pick up ammo. Technician, I'm just gonna have some simple drill skills, because I have some skills to burn, so why not be helpful and go into some drill skills. You could also go into like C4 skills and stuff if you wanted to. Anyway, we're gonna go to Ghost. We have duck and cover, parkour, and shockproof. Shockproof is quite important. I think I explained it to you guys in my previous build video, which was the C4 sentries with dodge and the that's the one, the explosives build. I used this and I explained it, so if you don't know what this is about, go back and watch my previous video where I explained shockproof, because it's a really useful perk. Now I just have second wind because, you know, when my armor breaks I gain 30% movement speed for 5 seconds. It's really, really good. Right, so that is the build, guys. I'm going to be switching to the commentary, and I'm going to just have some cough syrup because my nose is really bad all day. Once again, guys, if you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. We're going to get into the gameplay now. If you guys have any suggestions, leave them in the comments below. And if you want to be featured in my new videos or my build videos, feel free to add me on Steam and also join my Steam group, which is more important, so then I update you guys when I'm doing these open lobbies and when I need help doing builds. So without further said, thank you to you guys for watching, and thanks to the people in the video who helped me out with the build, with the gameplay, and I will see you guys in the next one. But here's the gameplay while I explain the build. Okie doke, have a toke. Guys, now this is the part of the video which I explain about the build and talk about the two variations of this certain build. So instantly off the bat you can see that was with Grinder. I got absolutely battered. But Grinder, voice crack, Grinder does have its uses. Now you're probably wondering, why is he using C4? These weren't in the build description. Look, sometimes when it comes down to these builds I change them. Now, this was the build I had before, okay? I think I sacrificed fully loaded and ammo and stuff for Jack of all trades and C4 just to be a bit more useful. And also, I didn't have shockproof at the time, which was a massive killer. But yeah, so with this variation of the build, I didn't have a lot of stuff that was more helpful, really. So because I thought, okay, I'll try out a Grinder, you know, see how it is after the patch for it. And you'll see on the gameplay now, it's okay, it's not too bad. Like, it's not too bad, but if you guys remember it pre-patch like I did when this thing, like, when Grinder was amazing in its prime and was just OP as shit, you can agree with me that you would not be stopped at all. Like, in about 5 seconds, you'd regen about 50% of your health using the flamethrower. That's how ridiculous it is. And now in 5 seconds, you only, like, regenerate, like, I don't know, if you're flaming them, about 20% of your health. So it's massive difference. Massive difference. But it's still pretty fun with Grinder. I mean, you just have to sacrifice a lot of stuff. And you can also put stuff in like I did here with, like, C4 and stuff like that. But anyway, just moving on to the bank heist now. In bigger situations, just as you can see here, I'm just getting battered by the snipers. Now with Muscle, I didn't have this problem. Probably wondering why I didn't have this problem. Well, it's because I find time to recover my armor and I find time to recover my health, and that really helps me because if I regen my health like every 5 seconds, 3%, like, then I can get back into the fight. And with Muscle, with me having over 400 health, it's pretty fucking handy. Like, it's really, really useful, and it's more beneficial than having armor. Because armor, you only get 100 of it, like 115 or so of it. So yeah, I'm going to show you now. This is me using muscle on boiling point. For the times where I'm getting hit, like, you see my armor's going down. But when I'm actually getting hit, as you can see here, like, hardly any of my health's going down. And when I'm out of combat, you see here, like, my health's just regenning. Well, yeah, it's regenning. It's quite slow, but it's regenning. That's what matters. And, muscle, I just found, was really helpful with this build. And you don't need grinder for it, because grinder, like, if grinder wasn't patched, I'd say go out and use grinder, because grinder would be OP. But it's not now. It's only OP for certain builds, like pistol builds and SMG builds and stuff like that. So yeah, I definitely recommend using this build with muscle. Don't use grinder. So with this variation, this gameplay, I'm using the build you saw at the start. I cocked up on my part. I should have really told you guys about the build that I had before, like with grinder, and then have the build I use after. But off the top of my head, it's nothing much changed. I just swapped out a lot of like movement stuff for, I believe, C4s and stuff like that. So not much would have changed anyway. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up the video. Most certainly use muscle with a flamethrower. Most certainly, if you're going in and running into people and all that jazz, use muscle. Have some armor skills as well, like I used at the beginning, like resilience, Iron Man, just stuff like that. Just give you a little bit extra armor, so when your armor does eventually deplete, you have that health to get out of combat, you know, and you have, you know, because obviously I have second wind as well, which allows me, when I break out of combat, for more movement speed. So it's really, really useful in that sense as well. So you got to keep that in mind too. Know your skills, know how you play, and you'll be fine with this build, trust me guys. But yeah, that's going to wrap up today's video. If you like the video, leave a like of course, and I will see you in the next video. Take it easy guys, and peace.